So let's make this beautiful kaftan piece together with a multicolored plain on it as a pattern. The one at the left hand side is the recreation, and then the one at the right hand side is the inspiration. If you're interested in learning how to make this, I have a full detailed tutorial on this video on how to make it. Hi guys, my name is Deratailor, your online fashion tutor. Welcome back to my channel. So these are the fabrics I'm working with. This African print is 2 yards, the red plain material is half yard, and then the black is also half yard. So let's just get right to drafting the kaftan. So here I do have my kaftan. The front is folded into 2 and the back is also on fold, and because I'm going to be adding a plain material at the bottom, I minus 3 inches from my normal length. So from my desired length, I minus 3 inches because I'm going to be adding a plain material to it. If my length is 37, I minus 3, making it what, 34 inches, making it 34 inches because I minus 3 inches from it. So this is the back, like I said, is on fold, and the front is also on fold. So we're just going to start drafting it, like I said. So this is the upper part of the front and the back. So I just went ahead to mark my shoulder. My shoulder is 15 inches. I've divided it into 2, giving me 7.5 inches, and then I indicated it at that point. And after marking my shoulder, from this point I'm going to be marking my sleeve length, how long I want the kaftan to be, and this is 10 inches. So I just took everything, so I'm just using 10 inches as the sleeve length of the kaftan. The next thing is the neckline. So for this neckline area, I am using 3 and 3 inches for the neckline. 3 and 3 inches is the neck width for the front and also for the back. And after marking it, now for the neck depth of the back, I'm using 1 inches. I came down by 1 inches for the neck depth of the back, and then I'm going to be connecting it to the neck width. For the front depth, I'm using 6.5 inches. 6.5 inches is the depth for the front, and after marking it, I'm going to be using a straight rule to connect it together with my neck width. I then went ahead to cut out everything that I have drafted out. I went ahead to cut the back and also the front part. I came around my sleeve area, that's the sleeve length area, and then for my round sleeve, that's how wide, how open I want the sleeve to be, I came down by 10 inches. So I'm just going to be going all the way in by 10 inches. This is going to represent my round sleeve. That's, like I said, how wide I want the sleeve to be. Then what I'm just going to do at this is at the bottom point, I'm just going to be coming below the area and mark 10 inches, and then I'm going to be taking my body measurements. For my body measurements, I'm using the part of my body that is bigger, which is the hip area, my original hip, and then I added about 7 inches to it. So my original hip, I then added 7 inches to it and divided it by 4. So I'm going to be going all the way down by these measurements. This is what it was looking like. Like I said before, I went all the way down by the measurement I got from my hip plus adding my allowance. So this is what it's looking like from the top to the bottom. I went ahead to cut it out also, and like I said, this is what we have here after cutting everything out. For the pattern on the kaftan, I'm going to be using my lining to cut it out first before transferring it to the plain material. So the first thing I did was to measure the length of where I want the pattern to be at the kaftan. So for this part, I just used 16 inches. That's how lengthy I want the pattern to be. I used 16 inches on it, and then after doing this, I just marked it with my chalk. I indicated it with my chalk, and then at the top area I marked my shoulder. Remember, the shoulder we are working with is 15 inches. I divided it by 2 and then I marked it. So your shoulder measurement should not change. What you use for the kaftan is what you are going to be using for this pattern also. And then after marking it, I marked the same thing. That's my shoulder measurement at the bottom area. That is the area I marked 16 inches, and then I'm just going to be marking 7 inches all the way through, and then I'm going to be connecting it together. You can see what I did over here. From the top point, we are going to be taking our neckline measurement, but this neckline measurement is only going to be the front we are taking. So I mark 3 and 3 inches, 3 and 3 inches, like we did for the kaftan. Like I said, your measurement should not change. If your measurement should not change, if you change your measurement when you are placing it, it's not going to be giving you the same thing. So I marked 6.5 inches like we did for the kaftan, also for the depth, and then I connected it together. Remember, the neckline measurement for the kaftan should be exactly the same thing with the neckline for the pattern. I hope you understand that. From the end point, that is the shoulder area, I came out by 1 inches. From the shoulder area, I came out by 1 inches, and I'm just going to start making the design. I'm going to start making the design. So at this point, I'm just going to stop talking and you just watch the way I'm designing it with my chalk. You can see the way I'm making the designs. I'm making it to be facing a slanted direction. I hope you understand that. I'm making sure that it is facing a slanted direction and not a straight path. I'm making sure it meets this point. You see the points I indicated with my finger. I'm making sure it meets that point, so you can see how it is. So now you can see that it has actually met that point. You guys, please do not forget to like and also to subscribe and share this video to someone. Thank you so much. What I was just doing at this point was I was just making a little adjustment to it. I wanted the curve to be more deeper, so that is just what I was doing. I was just making little adjustments to it. I wanted the curves to be much more deeper and profound on them. I started off by cutting out the V-shaped neckline, and after cutting it out, I'm going to go ahead to cut out the pattern area. Now for this pattern area, you are not supposed to cut along the line that you chalked down. You're not supposed to cut the chalked area down. You are going to give about half an inch space, and the reason is because when you stitch it finish, it is supposed to give you exactly what you have here. But if you cut along the chalked area, you're going to see that at the end of it, your pattern is going to become smaller. So you just leave about half an inch space for it. This is what the pattern is looking like after we're done. Now we're going to transfer it to the main fabric. So I'm starting off with this red. This red is a satin. You can use any plain material of your choice. So I just placed the lining on top of it, and I left about half an inch for stitching allowance at the middle point. Please note guys, this is not on fold. The main fabric, that is this red, is not on fold because one part is going to be red, the other part is going to be black, so there's no need for it to be on what fold. So I just went ahead to cut out everything. Like I said before, this middle part, because we are going to be stitching it together with the black, you have to make sure that the middle part has allowance. Apart from this, I have a lot of kaftan videos on my channel, so you can just go check it out. I have a lot of trending kaftan videos on my channel, so please go check it out if you are interested in them. Now this is what it is looking like, and I'm going to be transferring it to the black also. You can see this is one, and then this black is also the second part of it. You could see what the black is looking like. So both of them, I hope you can see. That is why I say you don't need to make it to be on fold. So this is what it's looking like. So the middle point, we are just going to go ahead to stitch the middle points together, making sure the right side are facing each other, and then I'm going to be stitching it through the wrong side. And that is why I said you need to add allowance to this area. After stitching it, this is what it is looking like. I also went ahead to iron it out, and then I'm going to be placing the lining on it. Remember, this is our lining, so I'm going to be placing it on it, and then this pattern area, that's the curved area, I'm going to be stitching them together, but I'm not going to be stitching the V area together. I hope you understand that. I'm not going to be stitching the V neckline together, only the pattern area I'm going to be stitching. After I was done stitching it, I just turned it to the right side, and this is what it's looking like. Please note the neckline area is not stitched. The right neckline area still has the rough edges, and then I just placed the pattern on top of my kaftan. You can see the way I placed it, and you can see that the neckline are aligning with each other, and that is because I took the same measurement. I then went ahead to turn the kaftan over. Please just watch the way I did this. I just turned it over, just the way you are going to be joining your lining and your neckline together. That's just what I did. And after I turned it over, I'm going to be stitching it together with the kaftan area as the neckline. So after I was done stitching it, this is what it is looking like, and I'm going to be making few notches on it to make sure that it relaxes. And then I turned it to the right side again. I hope you understand this process, and this is what it was looking like after I turned it to the right side. And then I'm going to be stitching this pattern area together to make sure that it is as secured as possible. I stitched the patterned area together. This is what it was looking like, and then I'm going to be adding the back area together. We are going to be joining the back area together. Now this is my back. I also covered up the neckline for the back. You could see what I used to cover up the neckline for the back. So this is the back area, and then I'm going to be making sure the right side are facing the right side of each other, and I'm going to be stitching it with the shoulder area. Now this little thing that I used to cover up the back area, I'm going to be turning it to the other side. I hope you understand that I turned it to the other side, making sure it is covering both the front and the back shoulder area, and then I'm going to be stitching it. So I turned it again so that you would understand, to the right side, and then I'm going to be stitching it all through the sleeve area. I'm going to be stitching both areas together. I am going to be attaching this red material on the sleeve for the kaftan. I went ahead to get the width of it. I made sure it was styling with my kaftan width. The kaftan width, remember, it was 10 inches while it's on fold, so it's 20 inches. And then for the length of this is 4.5 inches. I then folded it into two, and I'm going to be stitching it. I made two of this, so I have two bands for this now, and then we're just going to go ahead to attach it. And then this is the sleeve of the kaftan. I hope you remember this. This is the sleeve of the kaftan, so we're going to be attaching our band to the sleeve area. This is a turn up sleeve, guys. You're not going to be attaching it like this. No, we are going to be turning it upside down. I hope you understand, because this is a turn up sleeve, so we are going to be attaching it upside down, and then you stitch this area. We are going to be stitching this area together. And after I was done stitching it, this is what it was looking like, and then I'm going to go ahead to iron it to make sure it relaxes as much as possible. Now then, this satin black is going to be at the bottom area. Remember the 3 inches that we minus for the length, so this satin is 3 inches in length, and the width of it is the length of my hip circumference also. And then I'm just going to go ahead to attach it to the front and the back area. I'm going to be attaching it to the bottom point area. I'm going to be attaching it both at the front and also at the back area. So the sleeve is red, the bottom part is black, and after attaching it, this is what it is looking like. And I'm also going to give this a very good press also. Now I'm going to start stitching from the sleeve area. You can see the place my hand is gesturing. I'm going to be stitching all the way to the bottom area. I'm going to be stitching all the way to the bottom area, and I just went ahead to turn it to the front, and then this is what we have here. This is what it is looking like. If you are wondering what is that black thing at the inner part of the kaftan, that is a hairstay. I love to add hairstay to my kaftan because I just feel like it gives it a more structured look. It makes it to be more structured, so I added hairstay to this kaftan. So it is optional, but that was just what I added to it. You guys, this is what it's looking like after I wore this dress, and you can see the inspiration, and then you could see my recreation also. If you learned something from this, please do not forget to like and also to subscribe to my channel. This will really help to boost my channel a lot. And if you have any questions, make sure that you put it down on the comment section, and I'll be there to answer. You guys, have you been seeing this photo on Instagram, this trendy kaftan, and you're wondering how it is made? That's the built up neckline. Well, I do have a video of this. All you have to do is to click on the link on the description box, and it will take you right to the video. See you guys on my next tutorial. Bye guys.